advantageous positions, Matt.
It'll be interesting to see how Balwyn set up this quarter, given that they're going with the breeze. Rodney Eade has, well, both sides are broken from their huddle now. Also, there was a pram in the centre circles with the umpires. I've never seen that before.
A pram?
Yeah, there's a pram. Just going, future umpire, get them in early. We need them. We need as many as we can. We got both of our Benaros were at huddles. It looks like Brett Beston is over with Steve Hughes at Noble Park.
Steve Hughes, Noble Park. Coach Steve, you'd be pretty happy to get some points on the board. You had the dominance there, but you weren't scoring in the early part of that quarter.
Yeah, I was just saying to the boys, I thought we went sort of the skinny side of the ground a lot. We're just not coming back through the corridor of the ground on our entries. So it's a little bit difficult to score from those dead pockets. So if we can just tidy up a little bit there, hopefully we'll see some improvements.
I thought Ryan Morrison had a fantastic first half, and also Mac Donnell really strong for you.
Yeah, well, Morrow's, you know, we think he's probably got the points in all of his defensive matchups for the first 7 weeks of the year. So obviously he's got a big job today on Lyle, but yeah, he started really well.
Good stuff. Good luck going forward.
Thanks to Besto there. Tyler, you're giggling away. What's
well, Hughesy told me off the record a week ago who the matchups would be, and then he's thrown a spanner in the works and gone against them.
You got to keep the media on their toes, mate. You were pretty confident that Morrison wouldn't go near anyone. He's just locked down on Jordan Lyle.
That'll come up in our Monday call, I reckon, with Hughesy.
Well, you're going to accuse him of throwing you under the bus, mate?
I'll back Hughesy in a fist fight every day of the week, Tyler. So,
it'll be a Monday call. I'm not confronting the great.
What, you're not going to go into the rooms after the game? You made me look a fool.
Well, if they win, I will.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are Eastland EFnl match of the day. Noble Park and Balwyn, SEN app, Facebook, YouTube, Eastern FM 98.1. Of course, on our YouTube, there's the Junior Interleague games out at Mitcham as well. Should you fancy watching that? I think we're 1-1 so far out there. With the girls got up against South Metro and the 14-2s went down to Yarra Juniors. Paul, what have you got for us in the score centre?
I've got a quarter-time score from Division 4. Churnside Park are 14 points up on Croydon North. They're 20-6.
Interesting game out there. Local rivals, those two, newly found as Byers goes up. He was impressive in the first quarter. Cross got hands on the foot. He might have been holding the ball if the umpire hadn't been blindsided. As we go into Scott Hardy, was at the Balwyn huddle.
Yeah, from Rodney at the quarter break, he really had a go at these defenders, wanting them to stick to the forwards, get in and compete, while speaking to his forwards and saying not to push up too high, sort of sit back and use the breeze in this quarter.
Brash, you might be on the payroll soon down at Balwyn, Brash. A couple of insights. Seems like he's right out of the Wayne Brasher playbook, Rodney Eade. But it makes a good point. It'll be interesting to see. They look like Haley's the deepest at the moment. They're going to try and hold some
I'll be interested
length
to see what he gives that spray out of 10, Scotty.
Right, I reckon he's got a few more gears. Kyle Martin fighting with Bowen Smith on hands and knees, centre wing here. And then Smith's gone in again. He's attacking that footy like a bull at the bottom of that pack, and it's a bit of a rugby scrum. The umpire says, give it to me. So it's been a minute and a half. We've gone absolutely nowhere. We've sort of edged a bit closer to the broadcast wing.
I'm just wondering whether, you know, you look at the physicality of the game, and at the moment, the Bulls are really up for it.
They are. Urban, as you said, have been quiet. Oakes has probably been Balwyn's best midfielder, and he's got a handball here towards Jaffa Williams. It's intercepted. And then sock it off the ground, and Morrison gathers it for Noel Park. Handball to Sketcher. Handball to Thomas Glenn on his wrong side. Wanted his left boot. Came back into traffic. Got his handball away just in time. Sketcher down the line. Kick. Curved it back nicely. And then coming across. Should have taken that mark there was Marson. Didn't. Gathered those. Short chipping ball. Alwyn will mark. He's ageless, is Ziggy Alwyn. Marks in front of Jamie Ridd. Beach is the deepest. He goes short in ball to Martin. He's about 60 from home. Slipped it, he kicked, put it to the hot spot. Beach will get there. Marks on his chest.
That is a great kick to position there. Absolutely gave the fullback no chance whatsoever there, Tyler.
Yeah. I think it's the kick before that from Owen. He could have easily taken that kick himself, but he's opened up the fat side by going inboard for that 45. I think that's the kick that started it.
Absolutely. So this would be dagger in the hard sort of stuff for Balwyn, because Noel Park pretty much kept them to about, what, 3 inside 50s or something like that in that first quarter, Paul. And I'm sure you can tell us after that kick. So Jack Beach from 20 metres out directly in front makes the no mistake. Nothing like Josh Pollock's effort in the first quarter. No. Beach gets his first. No will get their fourth. Their 4-2-26 Balwyn, just the one straight 6. 3 minutes gone first quarter. Paul, how many inside 50s did Balwyn have in the first quarter?
Inside 50s, I had no marks inside 50 in the first quarter, Balwyn.
Did they? How many inside 50s, or have we not got that one?
Oh, we don't
have that one.
No.
But there you go. Already Noel Park have managed to grab a mark inside 50 against the Breeze inside 3 minutes, Brash.
Yeah, I think there might have been around... It would be of no more than half a dozen times that Balwyn got the ball inside their 50. And as Paul said, no marks. It's it's not working for them at the moment, whatever their game style is.
No, and the way they rebounded. Ben Marson, that was a really good effort in front of our boundary riders down there. So a free kick in the middle of the ground going the way of Byers. And he'll go long in the beach direction. This one might favour Pendlebury. Did well, got hands to it. Out the back, McDermott. Handball eventually ends up in the hands of Jamie Ridd, who just takes over the line for a rush behind. So 4-3-27 now, Noble. Lead by 21 points. So Balwyn can score in bursts. So nothing to worry about too much, but they'd like to get a bit more of the footy. Pendlebury goes long. Pollux will fly. Fist came from Byers. Cross was met by Horton Milne, who started hot, has been a bit quieter since then. Little kick forward is towards Horton Milne. Bowen Smith again on hands and knees. Had a lot of the footy, but hasn't been able to do much with it. Ball came bursting through. Sketcher, left foot ball inside forward 50. Allen's got the front spot, dropped the mark, bounced off his chest. Coming through, Kevin Keane, gave it to Martin. Kick went straight in the armpit of Jamie Gobleetson. Anderson, the ruckman, was tackled immediately. Ball spills out again to Keane. Handball from Horton Milne to Shane Allen. Left foot ball. He's going to wobble its way through. Second of the game for Shane Allen. And Noble all over them, Tyler. 5-3-33. Balwyn 1 straight 6.
Pakenham Gazette photographer is in the pocket over there. Rob Carew, I hope he nailed that. That's big. That's big for the paper this week.
Come on.
Selfish reasons.
But
can't let the team down, Rob.
No, come on, Rob. No, but great work there from Norah Park. They just harassed them. Kevin Keane had about 3 touches in that little burst, and Shane Allen, after dropping a chest mark, made up for it with that nice little wobbler.
Yeah, it was surge footy there, and you just can't leave someone with that sort of ability on their left leg, on their left side. He's always going to hit that.
So it's looking pretty drastic here for Balwyn.
Just can't get a ball out of the middle.
No, they can't at all, and Byers got it down, and Noble got the clearance. This one, luckily for the Tigers, goes absolutely nowhere. Horton Milne came in, Oakes took him maybe high. Umpire said play on. And McCaffrey handballs into the hands of Anthony Marson. It goes over the line for boundary throwing.
With the setup here on the centre circle here, is it worth adding your bigger body to the wing position there to add that extra midfielder?
Yeah, it's an extra. It would probably be an extra on baller, definitely. The way this is played, it'll be interesting to see if they've changed the circle maybe at half-time. Cross. There's a bit more influence. Got that ball inside forward 50. Haley was the man it was intended for. He got there on the bounce. Pollux has been... It's got to be a free kick, doesn't it? He looks a bit groggy. Haley intercepts the ball. Snap from about 45 out top of the goal square. Lyle and Morrison bounces through for a behind. 1-1-7. Noble Park 5-3-33. 6 minutes gone. Second quarter. That was better from Balwyn. Rash, better.
It was better, but they still had to work extremely hard just to get the ball to the inside 50.
I thought Pollux might get a free kick there. He got absolutely cleaned up.
I think the umpire was just probably caught on the wrong side.
Yeah. So Morrison brings it out of defence. Jack Francis does well with the spoil. And then Balwyn just sort of under pressure. Eventually get it to Jaffa Williams, who pokes it into the forward pocket. Haley's got the one-on-one against Tua. Probably should have taken that mark in the end, Charlie Haley. Got rid of him. Eventually the ball spills over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Pollux waved away the trainer there. Hopefully not a Ken Hinkley Port Adelaide Thursday night situation.
You got to back Kenny in. Big Ken Hinkley fan, personally.
Even Jaffa Williams is being starved of opportunity at the moment. He can't get in the contest.
No one has got off the chain for Balwyn at all. Lyle, good hit out into a dangerous position, but once again, it's all Noble Park. Sketcher has been really good. And then the handball eventually came to Marson, who gave it to the other Marson, who gave it wide to McDonald, who's been impressive. And Fairbank can run if he gets there. He's got a handball over the top to Beach. He'll ignore him. And then got rid of the Pendlebury tackle. Under pressure, back to Sketcher. Short ball, off a step. Anderson should mark. Oh, no, he left it behind. Poor communication. Eventually McDermott. Francis. Handball, will it get to Fairbank? Wilson does well for Balwyn. Slapped it into the shins of his teammate Bowen Smith. Ridd does well. Nice pirouette. Gave it to Nathan Oakes. Under pressure. Got nowhere to go, Nathan Oakes, so he drills it out wide. Beautiful kick. And finds McCaffrey. Plays on immediately into the corridor. Not sure exactly who to. Byers couldn't get there in time to make it pay. Hillard came off the opposite wing. Got a little handball back towards Morrison. Haley ran past. Affected his disposal, but Morrison went back and got it. Hillard at centre-half back. Handball to Quaife. Out wide for Martin. Will he get it on the bounce? Eventually he will. The champion player. Handball back inboard to Marson, who wobbled a little bit, and then Bowen Smith's able to wrap it up and does well in the end for ball. We're not sure what Tom McCaffrey was doing here, Brash. He saw someone in the corridor, and I reckon about halfway off his boot he realised it was an Noble Park player.
Yeah, Yep, you just don't know what pressure does to you.
Yeah, Nathan Oakes did incredibly well at centre-half back too, to not give away another Noble Park goal. So 26 points the difference, 8 minutes into this second quarter. Queen's Birthday footy winner will most likely go into second. I can't see a way the South Croydon hold on to second. Great tackle.
No,
Fantastic tackle there from Oakes, and then Jaffa Williams wanted to play on, but it'll come back to Oakes, who's probably been Balwyn's best player.
Not when both these sides are 25%
Is it? Yeah,
percentage ahead of South Croydon.
Yeah. So both sides, I think Noel Park have played South Croydon, I think.
Yeah.
Not sure. So chipping ball into the pocket. No, neither side's played South Croydon, so that'll be why the South Croydon hierarchy were here before. So Noel Park do well. They link up by handball. Sketcher doesn't look to have any hamstring problems anymore. He's absolutely burning them up on the outside. McDonald's been good too. Handball came out. Oakes is around it for Balwyn once again. Marson at the bottom of this pack. And we'll have another ball up back where we started that conversation about percentage points. Yes, Tyler?
Unless he's had a corky, it's obviously the left string. He does have a bit of strapping on that left string.
But he's moving.
He is moving
Bloody
well.
well.
He's moving freely as well.
He is.
An arm wouldn't go astray at a stoppage, I don't think.
No, so there he is again. Little clearance down the line. Gathered by Allen. And then he goes for territory. Could you argue he was looking for Marson? The umpire says, yeah, he was. It's his 200th game. He definitely didn't mean to kick that out.
Need a bit of latitude, don't
Exactly. It gets a little bit darker here. I'm going to bowl it in. So Elliott and Byers went out the back in the end. Neither ruckman could get their hands on it. Byers went back and got it. Gave it to Sketcher, who's had a lot of the footy in the last 5 minutes. Floating the ball inside forward 50. Jack Francis came out, got the jukes out, took the mark. He might be that power forward they're looking for. He's not probably the prototype size, but he's big enough and he's got good hands and he's usually a good kick brash.
Yeah, well, the thing is at the moment, everything that Noble Park are doing, they're doing well. And unfortunately for Balwyn, they are under pressure every time they get possession of the ball, and they just can't do anything with it.
Can they? So Francis will kick from, what's the arc here? We'll say it's 40 metres, just inside the 40. Got close to the man on the mark. Kick. That one's much better than his first attempt. He's got a major, Jackie Francis. That's his second. So he's kicked one freakish one from the pocket at the other end, and that one's a more regular set shot. So Noel Park now 6-3-39, 32-point leaders, Tyler. Balwyn 1-1-7. We've gone 10 minutes here in the second quarter.
I think this is just a carbon copy of what they did to Vermont. You expected Vermont to come back, you're expecting Balwyn to come back, and unfortunately the game's in the balance right now for Balwyn.
They can't afford another 2 or 3 goals here, Balwyn, otherwise the game could be technically over at half-time here.
Yeah, absolutely. They are an incredibly fast side. Paul, what have you got for us, mate?
They're holding on for dear life. They can't buy a mark inside 50. Noble Park, well, they're not getting it inside 50, but Noble Park are up inside 50, mark 7 to zip.
Yeah, it's a pretty damning stat for Balwyn, especially with the likes of Lyle and Haley in there. So Oakes might get a free kick, he will. Urban's taken the advantage. Hasn't had much of it, Alex Urban. Long ball inside forward 50. Can someone juke one? Great spoil from Morrison on Anderson there. Haley led the chase out to get the footy. Handball back, might be a free kick to Machete. Cross, flicked it out to Haley. Can he go inside forward 50? Low, drilling ball straight in the chest of Jackson Sketcher. Not part of the plan, I would assume there.
No, definitely not.
Story of the day, though, for Balwyn. Chipping ball down the line to Tua. Haley overcommitted, so Tua gave the handball back to Sketcher. He took on the tackler. Handball was looking for Glenn. Well done, though, by Balwyn. Cross will slam it on the boot, get it inside forward 50. Bounces over the top towards Pollux. And then he looks like he's hurt himself there, Pollux. I think that hit before has done more damage than he thinks. We'll have a ball in. Yes, Paul?
In Division 1, Moorbark are 43 points up, 45-2 over Montrose.
I think that game could be just about ready to be called.
My hunch was wrong. Ball in.
Don't worry, mate.
Elliott. We all make mistakes, don't we?
Yeah, I sympathise with you.
Yeah. As it comes out of defence once again, Noel Park, Kevin Keane. Handball out of bounds.
I know Brett Beston will be rubbing his hands with glee, mate.
Well, so far so good for Besto, isn't it?
He was that bullish on Moorbark.
He's a big fan of the Mustangs and he's a big fan of the Bulls, and the Bulls are in front by a similar margin, 32 points here. Shane Allen and Jack Francis have 2. So cross, centre wing, got the clearance, slammed it on the boot. It's going to go out of bounds on the full, is it? Yes, it is. So Noel Park will get it back this time in the hands of Lachlan Quaife. So it's...
Every single possession that Noble Park have got is under pressure. And
yeah, Balwyn, you mean?
Yeah, Balwyn, and they can't deliver at the moment, Balwyn.
No, they can't. So Morrison's got it now from the free kick down the line, looking for Beach. Kick the first of this quarter. So the intensity's there from Balwyn. They just can't quite string it together. So Ridd's got the job on Alwyn. Alwyn did well. Got the footy. Kick was smothered by Jaffa Williams. And then Ridd, hands and knees, is fighting with Alwyn for that footy. It's just sort of pinballing around. The umpire should, Dan Beard said, yes, give it to me. So they desperately need the next one, Balwyn, don't they, Tyler?
Yeah, we weren't sold on Pollux, and neither was the trainer. She's actually just dragged Pollux all the way, escorted him off the ground.
Yeah, I think he was holding his collarbone, but yeah, the way he moved after that was not fluent. So further insult to injury for Balwyn. They almost had that clearance there, but eventually a nice smother and sketch out of Fairbank. Fairbank might be pink holding the ball. Great work there from Josh Sticker. Free kick. And then they take the advantage immediately. And finally they've had a mark inside forward 50 as the kick found its way onto the chest of Charlie Haley. Well, and I think he was the skipper today. It was from Sean Cross. He's going to go back, the captain, and have a shot because they desperately need this one.
And that is an understatement. They do need a goal. They need something.
So Haley is going to kick from just outside the arc. It's about 40 metres. So the journey...
He's on his limit.
You reckon he might run around here, Charlie? I'm surprised no one's sort of manning the other side there. So he'll come to the arc now. Let's fly. Good-looking kick off the boot. He's the best in the business, Charlie Haley, but he's missed. 1, 2, 8.
Just not what they wanted.
Balwyn. No, Park 6-3-39. 14 and a half minutes gone. Second quarter. Paul, what have you got for us?
Got some Division 4 scores. Churnside Park are 19 points up on Croydon Norths, 27-8, and Sylvan lead by 76 points over Nunawading, 83-7.
Yep. Bit going on down there as Morrison's kick to Thomas Glenn at the top of the 50 was a brilliant one. Then his ball into the centre circles was even better.
That was too easy.
That is too easy. They've almost gone end-to-end here. There they will have Alwyn. He could have claimed the mark. Umpire said play on. Francis outside of the boot onto the chest of Marson. It's a training drill. That is an absolute training drill there from the Noel Park Football Club. And Benjamin Marson, who opened the scoring today, can go back and kick his second.
I'll tell you he's having a good game. Kieran Byers, he is absolutely carving him up. Anderson is trying hard, but Byers is just everywhere setting up.
He's been very good, and that was Jack Francis outside of the boot there.
And they've got the luxury of having Jack Beach play it full forward. They don't need him to ruck.
So, Marson. Pretty simple kick, this one.
Yeah.
It'll put it out to 37 points. Yeah, no mistake. It's beginning to get a bit of a circle work feel about it here for Noel Park. They're 7-3-45, ball and 1-2-8. We've gone 16 minutes in the second quarter.
They're playing like stunned mullets at the moment, aren't they, Tyler Balwyn? I don't think they can actually believe themselves what's happening here.
Yeah, and when Morrison came out of full back there and he's gone up the guts, I was thinking,
like, well,
it was a brilliant kick, but I was thinking, what are you doing? You're not down. It's not the last quarter. He's gone straight up the middle, but it just paid off brilliantly because he's turned
horrible defending from Balwyn. Rodney Eade, I'll be interested to see what he's saying. So Jaffa Williams was around that footy. Kyle tried to slap it off the ground, and then Kyle Mark got the handball out wide to McDonald, who's been good inside forward 50. Another mark taken. He didn't even mean to mark that.
No.
It's all going Noble Park's way. Beautiful kick from Lachlan McDonald, who's been impressive too.
Kyle Martin pulled up a bit sore after that stoppage, grabbed at his right leg, but he looks like he's okay. They've got around him pretty quickly. They don't want him to be injured.
This is Luke Nelson, who I believe is VFL listed. That's how good he is, Brash. He didn't even mean to mark that footy. It just found its way onto his chest. So he's going to line up from, 30 metres out, slide angle to push it out to a massive 44-point margin. Yeah, brings it right back through the middle. So I think that's the first touch that I've registered of Luke Nelson's today, and it's straight through the middle. So Noble Park now, this is pretty dangerous. They are 8-3-51, ball and 1-2-8. Paul, what have you got for us?
Well, in the inside 50 marks, 9-1 in favour of Noble Park. They're 26-18 Noble Park in tackles, and 10-6 in clearances for Noble Park.
In the old days, the coaches would have cleaned the rooms out at halftime and take them into the toilets for a stern talk. I'm wondering whether Rodney Eade's going to do that.
I don't know if many faithful will be allowed into the rooms at halftime.
No.
So we're not even into time on here. So Balwyn can salvage something as Irvin gave the handball off to Oakes, who's been their best player. Low drilling ball looking for Haley again. It just got out of his reach. Haley will end up with it. He's 50 from home. Nice kick out in front of Chevy Anderson. Yes. Onto the chest.
Yep.
Umpire took his time in paying the mark, but he has paid it. Best piece of play Balwyn I've had all afternoon.
Most definitely. And I think also too, I think Rodney might have to swing Lyle into the ruck just to give Anderson a bit of a chop out.
Well,
but then they've got to try and generate something.
Yeah, Well, he needs to kick this. That's the first task here. They've had limited opportunities. They need to make the most of them. So Chevy Anderson, don't know how confident he is in front of goal. He's about 25 metres out, slight angle, needs to kick this. It was a shaky sort of run up.
That's a goal.
Good off the boot. So the Balwyn players really need to get around them, but that's their second goal. They're 2-2-14. Noble Park 8-3-51. 18 and a half minutes gone as we go boundary side with Scotty Hardy.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Angus Pollock looks like his day's done. It looks like it was that collarbone. He'd had the trainers working on it, and they've called it, so he's putting the jacket on.
Well, that's going to hurt their rotations.
Well, yeah, and I guess he's had a dog of a day, Pollux. You know, he had that set shot that he kicked straight into the man on the mark, and then unfortunately looks like he's out for. And if it's a collarbone, it could be a lengthy period of time. So important goal that for Balwyn, though, wasn't it, Tyler and Brash? If they can get a couple more before the quarter's out and bring it back to at least 5 goals, we've got a game on our hands at least.
Great to hear the Balwyn crowd cheering for their side too. Good to hear a
so Anderson, after that goal, straight back into the ruck. Oakes did well to McCaffrey. Cross. That's another clearance for the Tigers, and it could sit for Smith. He's got a runner on the outside, but he just slapped it forward. Haley, can he get the handball away? Umpire says high. He was met in a sandwich of Horton Millman Tua, and now he's got an option in the pocket in Alex Urban, and he gets it to him. So it could be 2 in a minute here for Balwyn.
Noble Park's got a player in trouble here with the shoulder.
Luke Bull.
He looks shaky too.
It's a stinger, I think, the way he's waving it.
That right arm.
Yeah, go away. Leave me alone.
He's told, a lot of blokes telling the trainers to
yeah, go away.
Yeah, go away. So Alex Urban, this is a massive kick. So that's twice ball, and I don't know what's triggered for them. Urban's popped it into the top of the goal square, and he's found Bowen Smith. So poor man marking from Noble twice there, really.
Probably the first time that Noble Park's defensive 50 have been.
That's what I mean.
Out.
Yeah, these last sort of couple of minutes, maybe that last goal from Nelson might have just sort of calmed them down. But Smith from point blank range comes in.
And
he's missed.
Oh,
That is that's a sorry sight for Balwyn fans. 2-3-15. They needed that one. They trailed by 36 points. 20 minutes gone. Second quarter.
Balwyn have got themselves into the game a little bit these last couple of minutes. They've taken the last 3 marks inside 50.
Which is a 300% increase on their first quarter, Paul, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're still down 9-4, but
better. So Morrison brings it out of defence. Long kick, that one into a more traditional situation, and then the mark is taken there by Jake Gaines. So that Bowen Smith miss along with the Pollux one. 2 goals they really should have kicked. Long down the line to Byers and Anderson. Anderson starting to get on top in that battle now. So Keane mans the mark, and then Anderson telegraphs it to McCaffrey on centre wing. Long ball inside forward 50. Can for contest he can. Bowen Smith will try to slap it forward. Didn't get enough connection, and then Marson is there. Handball to Byers, the ruckman. Handball to Martin, the champion. Floating ball to half forward. Shane Allen in his 200th game. Gathered it. He's already thinking goals. And the ball goes over the line for a boundary throw, and he escorted over there by Will Wheaton. I think Shane Allen was already thinking about just burning his opponent.
You can tell by the eyes, couldn't you?
Yeah, he was already thinking about it. Forgot the footy. Already kicked 2 in his 200th game is Shane Allen. Turning 36 later this year. Still got the energy of a fresh-eyed mid-20s forward pocket. Sketcher toe poked it into the shins of Byers. McCaffrey, handball was smothered by Sketcher. He is everywhere. Handball out wide to Francis. Took on the tackler and McCaffrey. That might be holding the ball. Umpire. Yep, now he's pinged him. And Jack Francis isn't happy, but I've got to agree with the umpire there. He looked at his opponent, tried to break through it and couldn't do so. And McCaffrey's been one of Balwyn's better players in this little resurgence. Defensive side of the wing, goes long down the line. Haley should get the front spot. Tua did well. Hillard crumbed it, got the handball to Marson. His handball found Quaife, who gave it up to Morrison, who kicks to the centre wicket. Sitting under that is Tom Wilson. Alwyn came across, should be a free kick. Wasn't eyes for the footy. He ended up taking the mark, I think, Alwyn. It bounced off his shoulder, but no eyes for the footy. So Tom Wilson will get the free kick for Balwyn. Just inside the centre square. Where's he going to go? He's going to go long for McCaffrey. It won't get there, and Sketcher take front spot, took the mark and swung it out wide. He'll want that kick back because Jack Francis won't be able to wheel it in or reel it in, and we'll go over the line for a boundary throw in. So both sides looking a bit worse for wear in that last couple of minutes there, Tyler.
It wasn't the most beautiful 5 minutes of footy, but
it's hard to call.
Yeah, well, I think Sketcher's had a lot of the footy. That's they need to really.
He's had a lot of it, and he keeps. When he gets it, he just bursts away. No one's on him at that throw-in. He's very active at that throw-in there, Brash.
That's because they haven't got a match-up for him.
No, they're going to have to do something. So up we go again. Byers hit out. Martin, handball out wide. Nelson gains a metre.
Are we
we'll have another
fans of
throw
the
in.
glove? Are we fans of the glove on
Big
KB?
fan. As a caller, I'm a very big fan because it's recognisable.
I don't have an issue with them.
Wear a glove.
it.
He's
No.
fingerless too. So it
Yeah.
might be sort of like a protective thing because it's clearly not for warmth. The fingerless glove.
No, I don't have an issue with the glove.
No, glove's a glove. Throw in. Anderson, down, Martin, Nelson. Agricultural handball, to say the least. Bounces through a couple of legs. Shane Allen ended up with it. Handball out wide. Will it sit in play for Sketcher? Look how quick he is. Low ball into the pocket. Alwyn backing back. Won't get there. Pendlebury missed it with a random swipe. Chancellor and Marson get back. Chancellor got the handball away just in time. Heagney has to go a long way back to get his second possession for the quarter. Short chipping ball, dangerous. Allen might pick the pocket. He did, couldn't collect the mark though. Handball forward by Wheaton. And Gobleitson will just take the tackle. Ball spills out. A good tackle from Sketcher now. McCaffrey is tackled by Nelson.
Coach
and we'll have a
Hughes
ball
will be
up.
absolutely wrapped with that piece of play in that back 50. The committedness of the Noble Park defence there to make sure that they kept that ball in their forward 50.
Ball up again. Slapped into the corridor. Sketcher deserves
look,
a goal.
that's
Crumbs
good.
it. Runs in. Bang! They're ninth for the day. No one has gone near Jackson Sketcher all afternoon, and that clearance was no better example. Noble 9-3-57, Balwyn 2-3-15. We have gone 24 and a half minutes in this second quarter.
That was too easy, Tyler. Way too easy.
They've got to send someone to him.
He must smell terrible, Jackson Sketcher, because no one's gone within 5 metres of him, especially at a stoppage, and he's so explosive. Lay a hand on him if you want to stop
that's
this.
the thing too. It's not just that he gets a lot of clearances. He gains 5 metres before he's even kicked it. So as we look at Pollock's heading to the rooms, Paul, what have you got for us?
Got a score update. Muralbarker 37 points up on Montrose 52-15.
So a mini comeback from Montrose, similar to here. So Horton Milne got the free kick for holding the ball against Oaks, popped it into the forward 50, big fly. Allen's around this one. Good gather from Wheaton, got the handball to Urban. He wants to loop it over the top to Bowen Smith, who gave it off to Heagney. Handball back out wide to Urban. Little chipping ball up towards half-forward flank. Morrison and Lyle. Lyle nowhere near quick enough for Ryan Morrison, who collected it and then booted it down the line. Martin will get there. Triggled it off the outside of his boot. Anderson collects it. Handball back into the corridor. Finds its way to Urban, who slapped it. And now Oaks is under pressure from Sketcher. Might have been taken high. Umpire says, give it to me. You're right, Brash. Every time Balwyn get a possession, there seems to be a Noble Park player on their hammer.
Boundary.
We'll come down in just a second as it's slapped to centre forward. Marson collects under pressure from Chancellor. Just got rid of him. And then slapped it on the boot. Allen will put pressure on Wheaton. It pops out. Keen slid in. And we'll have a ball up as we go down boundary side.
Yeah, just confirming what we thought. I spoke to the trainer and they've said, yeah, the collarbone, so he's done for the day, Pollux.
Yep. Bad news for him and for probably the next 2 months, you would suggest. There'll be a race for finals. Dangerous tap there from Beach into the corridor. Coming through was Oaks. Handball to Bowen Smith. Handball even wider. Heagney left it behind, and then coming through was Marson. Second effort takes him over the line for a boundary throw in as we go to Paul.
Noble Park, they're 31. They lead 31-20 in tackles, Noble Park. So they're definitely bringing the intensity. They're all over Balwyn.
Yeah, 42 points up and up in the tackle count. Not something Rodney Eade would like to hear. So that stoppage comes out the way of Gobleitson, and then Beach just slapped it on the boot. Orwin's got the sit with Pendlebury. It does well. 2 champions of the competition there, one-on-one, and Chris Pendlebury go over the line for a boundary throw in. Balwyn would like to kick another one, Tyler, but I think modus operandi at the moment, we're just making sure we don't kick any more before half-time. That's thrown in. Anderson and Beach coming through as Gobleitson. Did really well. Slapped on the boot. Dangerous position, though, as the mark's taken there by Quaife, and he'll handball immediately to Morrison. And then he goes to centre forward, and it'll sit up for Beach. It held up in the wind. And then Nelson gathers. Handball back to Martin. Little left foot ball into the pocket. Pendlebury has the sit. Can he bring it in? He can't. And then McDermott is met in a tackle, and the umpire says, give it to me. So ball up 15 metres out from the Noble goal. It's just interesting that there was a mark there, and Jordan Lyle peeled off this way. He knows they want to give it to Morrison. It's a very interesting decision. So they find a way out of this one by Bowen Smith handballing to Urban. And he can go long down the line, but Haley's got 2 to beat. He might end out with him. Ball bounced over the back. Quaife picked it up and then ran into the Haley tackle. Tua got his handball away. And it spills free once again, and then a good tackle from Machete And there is the halftime siren. So Noble Park go into halftime here at the Bull Ring. 9-3-57 to Balwyn, 2-3-15. Multiple goals, 2 apiece to Benjamin Marston, Shane Allen in his 200th, and Jack Francis. There's singles to Luke Nelson, Jack Beach, and Jackson Sketcher. And then for Balwyn, singles to Nathan Oakes and Chevy Anderson. We're going to go to a halftime break here on Eastland efnl Match of the Day. When we're back, Brett Best and Scott Hardy will be up to give us their thoughts, and we'll look forward to the second half between the Bulls and the Tigers.
Today at Eastland, Lucy's trying on jeans for a momentous occasion. Coffee with the ex. She needs jeans she can move in.